Okay, guys. Oh my God. Welcome back. Look at us.
Look at us. Welcome back to a riveting episode. An exciting episode.
Of the
Reality Showgirls.
In person.
In person.
Together again.
Live. Back in the city.
Live in living color.
Live in the living color. Wow.
Are we okay?
What is that
We're
from?
not okay. You don't know?
Fly, fly, fly away.
So you know all the songs?
Already needs to be. I know all the songs, but I cannot for the life
Catch
of me
me if
think.
you can.
Oh my God.
Anyway.
Oh, first and foremost, we are just kind of. We are absolutely delusional.
We
right
are
now.
very delusional.
So I don't know what we're about to get into. So.
But hopefully it'll be a fun time. You've been up since 4 a.m. I've been up since 5 a.m.
It is 9 p.m. on a Wednesday.
It's now 9 p.m. No naps.
No naps.
And I'm a nap girly, and I've had no naps.
I haven't napped since I was 5 years old. Okay.
I feel like I'm hiding behind my mic.
No, I know. Guys, look how, for those watching, look how professional we are.
Yes, we have a new mic setup. I hope it sounds good, because if not, I'm going to cry.
I'm going to cry because we're so famous. And actually, can I just say one thing before we start?
What's that?
You guys, as you know, if you've been listening, if this is your first episode, welcome. You have some homework to do. You're going to have to go follow us on all the social media. We have an Instagram. We have a TikTok. We have a YouTube. Rate us 5 stars on all of the platforms.
Subscribe on YouTube. Even if you don't want to watch, just hit the subscribe button.
I know you're not using your... Well, you know what? I love YouTube. So
I know. What are you doing? Don't you want to see us?
But also that. So do all the things. Rate us 5 stars. Amazon Music, Apple Music, Spotify.
Share it on Instagram. Share our posts.
Share, follow,
share our reels. Interact.
Help us.
If you're listening to this, put... What emoji should they put in the comments?
Oh, the dead emoji, because I'm dead. Can Lulu not?
Lulu is everywhere right now.
We need a skull emoji from you, everyone. That's the housekeeping. That's how I had to get that off my chest.
Wow.
Let's get to the... Okay,
Oh my God. What are we even...
You got back, how many days ago? And I swear to God, we have lived a year within these couple of days.
Literally. I got back Sunday morning.
Let's talk about how you... First off, did a track that you hey, you're always prepared. You're a swing. A swing is always prepared.
I'm a swing, and when you got to swing on, you got to swing on. You got to swing in the swings.
So, can you walk us through what happened in Maine?
In Maine.
We knew that you were going, well, I don't know if the people know that.
Yeah, I think I talked about previously how I knew I was going on closing night for Petra. Mm-hmm. And so I was like really focusing on that the week of the show. And I was practicing, rehearsing by myself, everything like that. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to be great.
Yeah.
And it's literally the day before closing, Friday day. Matinee show. Because we have 2 shows most days. On Friday, my parents flew in and were driving from Boston to come see the show the following day. And so I'm on the phone with them during the matinee. They're like in town and they like have some free time. They're like, what should we do? And I was like, oh, well, you should just swing by the theater, say hi to me. Cause I'm just chilling backstage.
Yeah.
And so they get to the theater literally as they are walking. They come say hi to me outside. Mm-hmm. Then as soon as I walk back in the doors, people are like,
where are
girl, you got to go on. I said, huh?
For who?
Oh. And it's for not Petra, it's for the other track that I cover, Mrs. Segstrom.
I have no idea what this show is, but it is so sexual. I did not realize.
Yeah, I mean, Segstrom is not, maybe it's an innuendo, but because it's spelled Segstrom.
I know nothing about this show.
Yeah, I mean, the characters are based in like a country that's in Europe. Mm-hmm. So maybe I forget what country. Anyway, and I was not expecting to go on for this track because I was like, I made it through the whole, contract without having to do it. And Homegirl was like set. So I was like, we're good. But things occurred and I got to go on mid-show And
that's riveting.
It was crazy. I got to put on my Bridgerton outfit for this one scene, this one theater scene. And then I got to do the rest of the show. And my parents, because the show paused, they were able to let them in and watch that. And it was really exciting. And
that's cool.
Yeah, it was like weird timing how that all worked out. And then I did the show again at night. And
did they see the show at night?
They didn't. They were so tired. And I was like, you guys need a nappy poo. I get it. We're nappy people, you know?
You guys are.
We love our naps.
Love to nap. To close their eyes.
Close my eyes.
And just rest.
Anyway. And so then the next day, I knew I was going on as Petra, but because we already had someone out from the previous night, they were still out the next day. So my wonderful other swing friend, Francesca, had to learn not my track, but learn the track that I went on for last night. Literally in a day, and she went on and did it.
I was wondering how that went.
Yeah,
went about.
She was
crazy.
Great. And Petra was really a lot of fun. I kissed so many people.
Oh my god!
And I'll just say it's been a minute since I kissed somebody.
And you fell in love with that man.
Yeah, I fell in love with the guy who plays Frid. I told him this, so this is not, crazy news.
Yeah, no, it's not.
And he's a very gay man in a wonderful, beautiful relationship.
I always fall in love with a gay man.
Me too. That's my type.
I don't, but
that's my type. Yeah, that's my type.
Yeah, that's my type. That's my type.
Yeah, we were kissing.
Oh my god. Okay. Wait. Okay, I actually have something to pose.
What's that?
Not to everyone, actually.
Okay.
For actors, really, but or anyone who's ever been in a play. I'm not gonna any actor anywhere.
Anybody.
You know what? Anybody can. Any opinion.
Yeah. Well, yeah. What is it?
Now, when you're doing a scene that requires intimacy of some sorts, anything.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, kissing is probably like, it's up there. What do you feel when that happens? Because I specifically either two things happen to me. One, I fall in love immediately. I'm like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm pregnant.
Yeah.
Or number two,
nothing.
I feel lips. I feel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't.
It just feels like physical contact.
Lips. It's so
weird.
There's
nothing behind it. I mean, obviously there has to be something behind it, but you know what I mean?
Yes. So I mean, I've had both of these happen to me because weirdly enough, I've been in a lot of intimacy. Well, yeah, I've been in some situations, but anyways, good, bad, all of the above.
Okay.
In college specifically, it always happens in college. It always happens.
What doesn't happen in college?
It always happens in college. Weirdly enough, it was the production of Othello that when I was Desdemona, sweet Desdemona. My wife,
Desdemona or
what
Desdemona?
wife is Desdemona? But I was going
you were being his monologue.
So
So
I was
doing
the production of Othello, and I was Desdemona. And when I had any moments with my Othello, I was playing with, he was, what was I gonna say? Not my co-star, my scene partner. Every time we had to kiss or something, I legitimately had a zero attraction. Very nice man, very sweet.
Yeah,
but just had zero attraction to him, and I really felt in that moment, wow.
I mean, it's very different when you're actually attracted to someone versus not.
But then it gets sticky because then when you start liking them, it gets really confusing because then you're on stage and it's so. But then when you get off stage, your body is almost confused, and then when you see them outside of the show and of work, it's
do I like
what
you, or is it just,
it's
is it
do
just
I like
the show?
You, or is it just the character lingering inside of my body?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
That's the thing. It's hard to take the show out of the body when you're done with it.
Sometimes it takes a moment, especially when it comes to intimacy, any form, really. That's why I say, because sometimes it can really just be the smallest things that people are
yeah.
But
well, I'll tell you,
you fell in love.
I fell in love
because I feel like it's one of the two.
Schwitty, love you.
And I will marry you. That's funny because we're married.
He's probably like, what the fuck? He's not listening to this.
Hey, he might. So that's really exciting. You got to go on for both tracks.
Yeah.
And then immediately you wake up and you choose violence.
Wait, can I just say, I just want to tell everyone that Latrice Royale watched the show, and I got to freaking perform for Latrice Royale. Plus our director, Hunter Foster, because he came back to see the closing nights, which was awesome. And there were other people who I guess are part of Little Shop, like someone that did American Idol or something, and someone else, I can't remember. And I was like, what are all these people doing here that are so elite? I was like, well, damn.
That's in Gunquit, bro. They're all surrounded.
Yeah. I didn't get to talk to Latrice, though. I'm kind of sad, but
that's okay. Next
I
time.
got to be in their presence, and that was enough for me.
Yeah. What a great contract. What an end. What a bang.
What a bang. And the thing was, like,
a bang ending.
Show ended at 11. We all hung out for like an hour or two. Yeah. And then I had to finish packing. So I didn't go to bed till 3 a.m. And then I had to be up at 6 a.m. And then I had to be on a flight, like drive to my flight at 7 a.m. And then I didn't go to sleep the rest of the day. And then I had to be up again at 6 a.m. And then I had to be, so.
Yeah, and it didn't stop.
It didn't stop.
But guys, this is so exciting. We went to the Harlem Trader Joe's.
You guys know about that new Trader Joe's though?
Okay, like, let me just tell you something, because like Whitney was half asleep and I was like, yeah, we're going to Trader Joe's. So
yeah, I went
get
delusional.
Your bags. I was like, you're not. I said, there's no napping. We have to wash your sheets.
No nap.
There's a lot of things that need to happen. I need you to get your bags. We're going to Trader Joe's. We go to Trader Joe's. I mean, this is the perfect Trader Joe's for me. They're playing Usher. They're playing Jordan Sparks. They're playing. What else did they play?
They played
Hips
everything.
Don't Lie. They played Shakira.
Shakira.
I mean,
blasting. Like, it was not background noise. It was the noise.
Everyone's singing.
Everyone was singing.
Oh. I mean, people were doing the Chris Brown version.
Do you expect me?
I was literally looking at the chicken and I was like, live alone with just me. I was literally just like actually fully belting. I was like, and everyone's around, hard and need to breathe.
As they're looking at their frozen chicken, okay?
I'm literally looking at, and I see Whitney belting over by the yogurt. I'm like, this is crazy. I love this place. I never want to leave. It was not. It wasn't huge. It wasn't too small.
Experience. Yeah. It wasn't like
it is Harlem. It's
crowded, you know.
And now the Target's right next to it.
There's gonna be a Target next door. That's insane.
Crazy.
Double whammy.
This is crazy.
They're trying to take all my money. And there's a Sephora. That whole street is bad news for me.
125, baby. 125. Harlem, the heart of Harlem. And now that the Trader Joe's is here, I'm never leaving. I'm making myself a home. I'm gonna have my firstborn here. Lulu's gonna have her children here. We're here. We're here forever. It's done. I actually moved into the Trader Joe's. Anyways, great day for us here in Harlem. And man, what else happened?
Then we got all the submissions and callbacks and self-tapes in the world.
Tell me this, y'all. Have you ever heard of this before? Let me just put it like this. I got 17 C-mails.
If you know what that's about, you know what it's about.
If you know what that's about, you know. And if you don't know, you don't know, bitch. No, I'm kidding. No, but you seriously don't know. And you're not invited. But no, it was actually, it was really wild.
It was pretty wild.
It's been wild. And then like my agent got involved too. So I'm actually like, it's actually kind of confusing. But we both essentially got kind of the same call. Mm-hmm. It's like really confusing, guys. So we've been dealing with that. And it's been kind of like humorous for us to kind of be, it's been a fun time. It's been entertainment for us throughout our days.
It's been entertaining, but I just feel like it's like I was so not busy at all in Ogunquit.
I know.
And then it was like as soon as I stepped foot in New York, full speed ahead. Train will not stop. No stops on this train. No stops.
No stops, please.
And
we're zooming. It's funny because we were just like talking about how humbling this industry is, where you can be like on contract in hair and makeup, like living your best life, like doing a dream role or just doing a fun show, and then the next day you can be fighting for your life.
Yes
in
it
the
was
metro.
I was literally performing for my life as Petra, and not even a day. Maybe one day later I was up at 6 a.m. on the train going to put people on stationary bikes.
Yeah, it's really that. It's really that. It's really that.
It's really that.
It's that.
So yeah, we are in audition world again. What? Tell me. My question is, why do all of the theaters collectively say we are going to put every audition during these 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
I'm like,
I cannot believe how busy it is right now. This is busier than it was in like February.
I mean, it was busy then, but in a different. I mean,
I don't know. I at least for me, like
there's more. It's 2 audition seasons, I guess. You got winter and summer.
Yeah.
Bruh. So yeah. Anything else you want to let the people know about?
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm gonna be fired. No, I'm kidding.
No.
I need to stop saying that.
You're fine.
Guys, listen, I think I'm just going through a lot of change right now. I was in therapy, and I guess I can share this. I don't really care. I was literally like sobbing in my therapy session. I haven't sobbed in like a really long time. That's why I also feel a little tired because I was crying so much today.
That will wear you out.
Right?
Yeah.
It's been just like, that's why I don't cry. Because, I mean, it just is so exhausting.
It's
and
exhausting.
then your eyes hurt.
Your whole face hurts.
I mean, tell me why I was like fighting for my life in Penn Station, looking like a mess, looking like I wore like sweatpants and a baggy sweat. I've been in like a sweatshirt all day. This has been my uniform and a hat. And that has been my uniform all day. I'm just not in the mood. I'm not in the mood. I taught like 6 classes today. I've been interacting with people all day. And then I went to therapy and chose violence. The topic was violence. And, you know, once you start, you can't stop.
Can't stop, won't stop.
So on top of all of that, it's like, I'm getting all these like C-mails. Everyone's like, what's happening? I'm just like, bro, sometimes you just got to laugh it off.
Yeah.
Can't think about it too seriously.
You can't.
You just really can't. But other than that, it's literally Wednesday, and I feel like I've lived a whole year within this week. It's been wild.
Wow.
It's been wild.
And oh my God.
And you've had a lot going on too, even just today.
Yeah. I had to do an audition. Tried to do a photo shoot. Didn't work.
Trying to be a model.
Y'all.
Guys, Whitney's going to be a model.
Catch me in your next Aerie and Old Navy ad. That's literally my goal. I just want to be in an Aerie ad so bad.
I want to model. I'm really bad at like pictures.
That's the thing. I don't know how to pose myself in front of the camera.
I feel like you do.
But the girl that I'm going to reschedule with, she was like, that's what we'll work on. Like, we'll, you know.
Can she help me?
Sure.
Okay. I think I'm going to be a model now.
We're models, guys. Book us. Okay. We got to talk about so many things, though. We got to get into it. I'll just say right now.
Okay.
We're going to wait to talk about Love is Blind UK till next week.
Yeah.
Because there's way too much to talk about.
Yeah.
And we'll do episodes 5 until the
finale.
Through the finale.
Yeah. And so, guys, that's your homework as well. So you're going to have to watch Love is Blind UK.
Mm-hmm. Get on it.
So should we get into, oh my gosh, what a great, but amidst all of this, guys, there is nothing that can hold us back from Love Island content. There is nothing, because you know where we were Monday night.
Oh, here's the thing. We tried to watch The Bachelor. I mean, The Bachelorette.
We all tried.
We tried to, but Hometowns.
The universe was like not in my favor because I rushed to get home to watch it with Whitney, and because I work until like 7:30 and I try to make it here at 8, but it's just like I have to close down to do stuff. I was stuck on the train between 116 and 125th, y'all, for 30 minutes. Like, I'm not even kidding you. No service, just looking at my camera roll, reminiscing on times, good times.
I didn't know that.
You know, when there's like, wait, this is so relatable for New Yorkers. You know, when you're like stuck, what else are you going to do? What do you do? I go on my camera roll and I just look at...
so funny. I would open up a book.
I don't have my books on my phone. So I just go on my camera roll and I'm like, huh.
Remember that
Maybe
time?
I should post that.
That is so funny.
And then I'm like crying and then I'm like, oh, that was a good time. Let me look at this video.
Damn.
Am I the only one that does that?
I don't know.
Anyways, it was not in our favor. So then I come back. Whitney has it on, but it's like so low. She's like, yeah, I'm watching it. I'm like, are you?
I was not watching it because first of all, everyone wanted to call me at the time of the show.
5 people were calling
and I was just like, okay. But I just literally couldn't pay attention anyway. I don't know. It took me, I mean,
wait, and then I got on the phone too.
Yeah. We were not paying attention. And then,
and then it was like 9 o'clock and I was like, wait, should we just put Should we just put the reunion on?
Love Island reunion on. Yes.
We turned off Bachelorette. We said another time, let's watch it separately. It's going to be fine.
Mm-hmm.
And we sat down together on this couch and we watched the Love Island reunion. And boy, did they deliver.
They delivered, but also put like the wrong condiments. You know?
I think it was mostly a yes for me. Like, if you asked me, was it
yes
good or bad?
Until
it was
towards
good.
the end.
Well,
when they showed that
the full scene,
the full footage of the voting, I was like, you know what? I actually didn't need to see all this.
No, because they started it, and what I said immediately, I said it. I was literally like, this is gonna lose so much air. Like, we're losing the reunion, but it starts first and foremost. It starts with
Let's just talk about how this actually was just a whole episode for Pizza Hut and Coffee Mate.
I was literally about to say that. What was up with the ads?
The ads were crazy.
And the commercial breaks, that was literally just like the pizza laid out. And it's like, you know, when you open up the pizza and like the pizza box is facing this way, but they had it turned the other way. So then everyone was like trying to get the pizza. It was so obvious.
I mean, look, they're doing what they had to do. They said, we got bills to pay.
I said, first off, everyone goes to Papa John's. Second off, no one has...
Papa John's?
Wait, or Domino's. I don't really know.
Oh. Okay.
I don't know.
My parents love Papa John's, I guess.
Okay, sorry. I don't mean to shit on Pizza Hut. I'm sorry.
I love Pizza Hut. Personal pan pizza from Pizza Hut is the best.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh
my God. You haven't gotten them from like Target and the little stands? They're my favorite things ever.
I don't really get that.
I mean, I worked next to one when I worked at Ulta, and that was my lunch break snack. So
work. Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Anyway.
And Coffee Mate, I'm like, girl, who buys Coffee Mate?
My mom.
Oh. I'm so sorry, Miss Daniels. I really take that back.
Oh, God.
And you know what? My dad uses Coffee Mate. And you know what? I actually used Coffee Mate until like just a year ago. I used to put a splash in, and now I just took it all out. And I said, no, you don't get that anymore.
What, just black coffee now?
Yeah, I actually enjoy it, though. It's not because I want it. It's actually I like it.
No.
And but sometimes I put some oat milk in it.
No.
Please, it tastes good. I like these things.
Anyways,
Coffee Mate, Pizza Hut. The ads were coming, flowing, and doing their thing.
Insane.
It starts with a scene with Ariana.
Here we go.
Here we are. We're in New York
Ariana
City,
doing her slow motion walk as usual
in Times Square.
Can you believe that they're literally here right now?
I know. It's so weird.
And we haven't seen them. Manifesting that I will bump into one of them.
I know. Seriously. I want to bump into Leah and be like, hey, bitch.
You think she would? She doesn't seem like the type of person that could take a train.
No, they're not taking
unless
trains.
She was drunk.
They're taking cars.
No, they're taking cars.
They're taking cars. And they're like literally celebrities.
Yeah.
Like it showed them like what they were kind of doing in the city. They all go to see Chicago, to see Ariana in it. They're like backstage. And then when they come out from stage door, everyone is cheering, not for the cast of Chicago because.
No, old news. They're cheering for Leah and the gang.
Kaylor and Liv and, the Love Island girls.
People. That's crazy.
Yeah, so that was wild.
Yeah. So, yeah, there's all that. First of all, the seating arrangement was so weird to me. I don't know why. Like, Rob was sitting alone in a corner by himself for a while. I was like, why is he in time out? It was too
spacious. I was like, where are they filming this?
Yeah. I don't know.
Lots of space.
And so it kind of randomly starts out, like, I think everyone talks about their relationships and, like, how they're doing. And, like, Leah and Miguel are, like, girlfriend, boyfriends, or Janae and Kenny, and I think Serena and Cordell. There was popped the question too, the girlfriend question.
Yeah, they kind of like did a sum up of that. I just think that's so weird that and then they like showed the.
Yeah,
whatever.
And then random homeboy, I literally cannot remember his name because he was on the first episode.
Hakeem.
No.
Nigel.
No.
Nigel's from UK. What's wrong with me?
No, there was a Nigel.
Oh, there was
too.
Okay.
Homeboy Koye.
Oh my God, Koye
apologized to Janae and Kenny because I guess he was talking shit about them on a podcast or an interview somewhere and said like, oh yeah, their relationship is fake. So he literally just wanted a moment to apologize, but I was just like, no one even cares. Like, you're not even relevant. I don't know.
Half the people there didn't need to be there. Half
of these people didn't speak a word.
They talk a little bit about the bullying that they've gotten online. Hannah was like, everyone says my makeup is horrible.
But
her makeup's not horrible. It's just too much.
It's too much.
Just face. Her eyes look fine. You could do a heavy.
Did you see they posted pictures of like their looks at the reunion, and they posted such a dirty, bad photo of Hannah. But I'm like, Hannah, why don't you just smile? Not me sounding like the people on the street telling me to smile. Sorry, girl.
Just smile.
Literally, sometimes it just looks like she just like smelled something bad, and that's the photo that they chose for her. And I'm like, I know you are a beautiful girl.
We did talk about their looks last pod,
time.
But I just have to say again, Andrea, oh my God, really? Not a lip,
nothing,
not a concealer under
like
the
I guess
eyes?
she was trying to do the no makeup look, but you actually put on a lot of makeup to do the no makeup look.
Leah does that. We already have one girl,
and I don't even
that.
actually like that much either. Yeah. Anyway, doesn't matter. So there was that. And then
it does have the compilation of like the summer.
Oh yeah, they showed the whole summer again
the
to
ups
everybody.
And downs, like we don't know.
I know. I was like, why do we have to see all this again? But I guess it's to see their reactions to it. I don't know.
Yeah.
But then they asked Kendall and Nicole if they were together. Girl, and this goes into the first thing.
This had us up and out, and my ass was up on this couch. I was like,
don't talk about asses.
Oh, sorry. My booty.
No, because of Kendall.
His asshole. That's right. Okay, guys, this is crazy. They're sitting next to each other, right? And when she said this, I could not believe she said this. This was so bold of Nicole.
She had to, because no one else was. He wasn't admitting anything.
Okay, so like obviously we know. Okay, let's just like put it out there. What we've been seeing on media. Nicole's been radio silent. Bitch hasn't said a word. Mm-hmm. Kendall, on the other hand, is hanging out with all the gang.
Hanging with all the Islanders, going to the clubs, hosting
not really
events.
Acknowledging like the asshole thing like a little bit, but not really.
Yeah, and like when he's on, like when he went on Nick's podcast, he made it seem like him and Nicole weren't really working.
Yeah, on
like,
the Bible House, I was just like, okay, so, I've just said every single episode we've talked about them, question mark.
Yeah, we're always like, yeah, they're definitely not together.
So Nicole rips him up and she was like, I thought it was with like a girlfriend, a long-term girlfriend. Like, first off, she prefaces by saying, that's very embarrassing. It sucks that happened. Occurred. The video that it was exposed.
That leaked.
We're not going to go into details, but you can put two and two together and you probably know what's already happening.
Yeah.
So she's like, I thought it was like with a long-term girlfriend, whatever. No, this was in the love, like on the way to the villa, like the hotel that they put them in before the villa, in the hotel to a Hinge person that like I don't even think they ever
he literally matched with someone on a dating app. They must have asked for XYZ video and he did it.
Oh my God.
To a stranger. Why would you do that?
Like,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, when she said that, I mean, Whitney and I were like kind of laid back just watching it, and we both like,
like what?
Like so shocked that it was just like that video is so crazy, and to know that it was for someone that just makes it weird.
Person.
That just makes
so
it
weird. Like what is Kendall doing? What kind of validation does he need?
I told you from the get-go. Kendall always left a weird taste. I was just like, something is off about that man.
Yeah.
I never liked him.
And then it got kind of crazy.
And then it gets crazy.
And it's just, here's the thing. Nicole is very upset by this. She's upset that Kendall lied to her because he originally told her that it was to an ex-girlfriend. That's what it was.
Yeah.
He just said, oh yeah, I sent it to like, you know what I mean? And then she finds out that it was actually just some random person he met on a dating app.
Yeah.
And she's like, my trust is broken. Like you literally could not tell me the truth. And
everyone's like, wait.
And then everyone starts ganging up on Nicole, basically being like, don't stay mad at him. Like, why are you holding this grudge? He was just so overwhelmed by it all leaking that he just, you know, it was under pressure reaction. And like, I can sort of see that, but she also has a right to be upset by it.
Yeah, I really do agree, because as we were watching it, I was like, it seems like a lot has happened in the, I said this when we were watching it. I was like, I feel like there has been a lot behind the scenes because they have been hanging out with Kendall so much and Nicole has been so silent. But I'm going to say something. I really, I really think this was Nicole's out. I don't think she really saw a future with him.
Yeah, I don't think they were ever actually meant to be anyway. I do think that she always had, Kendall was the safe choice.
Yes.
If she had her way, I think she really would have gone for Miguel. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. But what was I going to say? The other reason she is mad is that the fact that Kendall never said to, like, online or anything, like, he never just was like, we are having issues because things,
Blah, blah, blah,
something
blah.
occurred where I lied.
We're figuring it out.
And we're figuring it out. It
Something
was just
to, like, kind of get people off of Nicole because
because everyone was hating on Nicole,
right? Because, like, Kendall's posting stuff and having a good time, but then Nicole is radio silent, and I'm just like,
and they're like not hanging out together,
and they're not hanging out together. So it just was so obvious that they were having issues. But now we kind of understand what was happening, and they announced this morning that they have broken up. Shocker.
Literally.
But I mean, it was kind of weird to see the Islanders all kind of gang up on Nicole.
Yeah.
It was weird.
It was too much. The only person I said that spoke correctly,
our girl,
was Miss Serena.
Yep.
Serena was very mindful. Very demure. Very demure, very mindful.
And
she had a wonderful response. She was like, look,
and she looked amazing.
I'm the person that sets boundaries. Yeah, she looked amazing. Come on, Bobbiana. Anyway, she said, if a guy lies to me, I'm cutting him off. But I do believe in second chances, obviously, because of Cordell. But if she feels like she doesn't think it'll work, then she has a right to feel that way.
Cut.
She said it much better than I did just now. But I was just she was able to just give more of a level-headed response.
And kind of like an unbiased. You could tell that she wasn't being persuaded by anyone's opinions, where all, like, Leah and Janae were like so against Nicole. It just read poorly against PPG. Honestly, I was like, PPG, guys.
I don't know about you guys. People are probably there's probably some super stands who are like, I love what Leah and Janae did.
Yeah, of course.
But the way that they came off on the reunion, you could say it's just the editing, but Leah and Janae just didn't come off
very nice.
Well as they just
came off as mean girls.
They did come off more as mean girls.
PPG looked upsetting. A little mean girly,
and Serena was the only one being like, as she should. She's like the winner. She is the prom queen, and she was doing her duty.
And like another thing to
as
note,
Miss Love Island USA.
Yeah, and another thing to note is that it was them as the final four girls. Mm-hmm. And I can't help. I mean, I know PPG is so tight, but I mean, Nicole was really left out.
Yeah.
And then they were kind of ganging up on her on the reunion. I was like, listen, I never liked Nicole that much, but I kind of was on Nicole's side for that one. I was just like, guys, are we really going to like be taking Kendall's side for him showing his to a Hinge girl right before he went on to find love?
Yeah.
And said he was so in love with Nicole. I just think the whole thing was weird. But anyways, they broke up, so I guess it doesn't really matter.
Doesn't matter.
Really weird situation there. And then it kind of gets all kind of blurry. Should we
talk about Andrea.
Okay, yeah.
And, Andrea went crazy on TikTok lives. She was crazy in interviews. Not crazy, but just she had a lot to say. And I think she was having her own personal spiral coming off the show, not being with Rob because Rob just did it publicly. Stayed. And she did it all publicly.
She just did it publicly.
And, she did have some things to say about Leah. And, like, personally, I don't even know the specifics of what exactly she said. Like, I think she was saying that Miguel, like, if she wanted Miguel, she would have gotten Miguel, like, type thing.
It was basically just like a bunch of like, you were mean, you were like not the nicest person to Leah, and it was just kind of like she was accusing Leah of stuff, and then Leah was like,
Leah just went in on Andrea.
Yeah.
And Janae pulls out a receipt paper. And here's the thing. I think the receipt paper could have worked and been really funny.
I thought it was funny the first time it came out.
Yeah, the first time it came out.
We were laughing so hard because like there was moments where I was like, that's hilarious. But then it turned a little mean.
It turned mean. It somehow turned mean when she was pulling it out. And I feel like there was so much of the reunion that they just cut out because of that stupid scene that they had to show us. Because because I know Janae was like, I really want to go in on Connor because of how he treated me. And like other people wanted to talk about other things, but they just didn't show it all.
Yeah.
And so I feel like if she had pulled that receipt paper out on Connor, I would have died. I would have thought that was hilarious.
No, that would have been funny. I'm never happy when I see girls fighting, really.
Yeah.
It's good for the moment and for what it is, but at the end of the day, I don't love to see that. That's not something I love to see.
Yeah, and it was like they all cowered Andrea into a corner, and she just eventually just had to stay silent and be like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, she was just
like,
quiet.
I'm just like, I don't know if she
did need to be chewed out a little bit, but I think they took it 5% too far. Like just a little too far. Like
it just kept yelling. She loves to yell and call somebody a bitch. And I'm just like, we have to find another way.
Sometimes it doesn't. You know what I'm saying? It's just like with Leah, the whole thing was like they just went a little too far for me. Yeah. And I love PPG.
Me too. I love them. I love them as a group. I'll say that.
I genuinely do love them, and I still love them. I just think the reunion they read as a little mean, and by them I mean just
because when Andrea was talking too, Leah kept rolling her eyes, laughing, like just like the things that mean girls do, and I'm just like,
let her talk.
Is this edited? Like did they just put these over and it wasn't actually when she was making those faces? I don't think
they would give Leah a bad edit.
But they kind of did during the show, because like at least I interpret it as bad. Some people interpret it as good. And so that's why it's kind of weird and interesting how people interpret and have their own perspective on it all.
Yeah, totally.
In my perspective, it was reading Mean Girl.
I think there was moments where I was like, oh, geez. Yeah, I do see that. But I'm really, really, really happy for Kaylor. She finally got to kind of like really end it all and just release her demons out on.
She had a fully prepared monologue that she had rehearsed in the hotel with Liv. Because you saw Liv sitting next to her.
Like,
she
mark
said,
your beats, and a hot, and you beat me down, down, whatever it was. And Liv was like, she's like counting her. She's like, yep, hit it and a hit and a hot and a got.
But Kaylor was also yelling. I was like, why are we yelling? Enough with the yelling. He's right in front of you. Why are you yelling? I understand. She had to get her point across and everything, and Aaron was just sitting there like a dog with his tail between his legs. As he should. So he was just my God. But let's just talk about how he decided to throw out this news that he's like, I put my hand down Daniela's pants.
He was like, I kissed Daniela. I put my hands down her pants. And I was like, oh my God, what's happening, bro?
Yeah. And then Kaylor was like, whoa, why didn't you tell me this before?
She's like, we spent the first night in New York together. Her voice is so annoying. She's so sweet. I'm really a Kaylor fan, but like, oh my God, she's so annoying. She's just like ripping into him. Like, you could have told me the first night. You could have told me all this so long ago. I'm so done with you. Like, you beat me down. You had me convinced. You love bombed me. It just felt good to see her release. I was like, release, mama.
She got it all out.
Let it out. We've been saying this for months. We've been watching you. And when you got back together with him, we were all like, oh, shit. But we all knew that you were going to see the truth. And she did. It took her just watching the whole season.
He brought up how she wasn't supportive of him when his granddad died, which is very sad.
No, but don't.
But it was just like a lot of things that weren't relevant to each other, and I was just like, "What's happening?" Oh, because I guess his granddad. He found out about his granddad when he went on that BFF podcast, and they like ripped him to shreds, and she was helping them rip him to shreds.
But she was just like, "Well, I literally like am so mad at you," and they were asking me questions, and like you did so many bad things to me, so like.
What do you want me to do?
And she was like, I was there for you when that was happening, but I also was experiencing what you did to me. You traumatized me this summer.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, she's left with some scars from that one, but a lot of learning experiences.
She's 22. She's learned so much. She has plenty of life to keep living and loving. So she'll find someone else.
We wish Kaylor the best, and I'm really glad we finally just said she got it out. She let it out.
Goodbye. To keep in trend with Catch Me If You Can.
Yeah.
Goodbye to I don't know the rest of the words.
I don't know that one. Life and living.
You don't know Goodbye? That's like his big song.
Yeah, well, I don't know the words.
Neither.
Yeah. I know Goodbye.
Goodbye. So, and then the other thing that kind of happened is that like
Live.
Yeah, so they Ariana, first of all, let's talk about how Ariana was not really a host in this. Everyone was doing a free-for-all thing. Like, she barely asked any questions.
Andy Cohen needed to be there.
Yes. Oh, my God. Or at least get some tips from him. Like, what were you doing?
Andy should have hosted that, let's be honest.
He was too busy trying to figure out her steps for Chicago in her head.
And they're still not there. I said what I said. And I meant what I said. Maura Higgins should have done it.
Ooh. Yeah, she would have been like, she would have not been afraid.
But Ariana.
She wouldn't have been afraid to ask any questions.
Ariana just was like.
Or like the both of them together, you know?
I'm trying to think of when Liv was like talking so much
that's the thing. So Ariana, one question she did ask, she asked the Casa girls like about their experience and how the girls were like, yeah, this was hard, but we were doing what we're supposed to do as Casa people. And, you know, who's the girl? The girl that stole Cordell Dea and Serena are chill. They're cool, but like some of the other people seem like they still have beef, kind of. And then as they're talking about how this experience was hard for them, Liv just interrupts them and was like, well, it's just as hard for a bombshell too. And starts going on her soapbox about how it was. And I was like, wait, what's happening? What's happening, Liv? This was not about you.
This
but
was
like,
not about you.
Sure, let's talk about your experience. I mean, yeah, it's hard for a bombshell too, but you know, Casa's different.
Casa's so different.
It's
Casa
just like,
is literally like,
you will never be accepted fully into the main villa because you will always be seen as the bad guys.
Especially like as a girl, I think it's harder.
My God. I mean, once a click is set, it's hard to open the door.
Yeah.
But
it's just harder for the women in general. But
and then
Liv just had so much to say about everything.
Yeah,
she also had a lot to say about the whole
Kendall thing.
I was just gonna go back to that with the Nicole thing. I mean, she was ripping into. I don't know. The whole thing was so sketchy. It just was whole sketchy. The whole Nicole Kendall thing was very.
And then they did not really rip into Rob. They kind of get to it by asking him like, "How did you feel about the whole situation?" And like, honestly, I feel like Rob was trying to make coherent and like was making valid points and like speaking like a normal human, but then Liv would interrupt, Leah would interrupt him, and like he was like, "Can I just speak for a second?" And
yeah, he did say that for one point.
And he was literally just gonna say like, "I see both sides. If I had known this and that, I wouldn't have done this, and I take accountability." That sort of thing. Like he said the right things.
He was prepared to just say the right things. He was prepped for that reunion.
Yeah, but Liv and Leah were yapping. They were
who was just sitting there?
Yapping. Cordell.
Apparently
Cordell fell asleep at one point. I missed it.
I'm sure he did.
But like my friend was like, "Did you see Cordell sleep?"
He did not even speak. He did not want to say any. What does he got to say? He doesn't care. He's got his girl.
He had his little chef hat on.
He has a Cheez-It brand.
He's got his Cheez-It sponsorship.
What
brand
ended
deal.
Up being like a joke legitimately turned into a sponsorship.
We have got to find those Cheez-Its stat.
Oh, I love Cheez-Its.
Me too.
Girl, we're about to go to Trader Joe's and get some. Oh wait, they don't even have
Cheez-Its. It's fine. We're going to Target.
And the Target's right next to it. Turn up.
Yeah. So then we see that whole scene, and honestly, it was going around forever. And like, I guess I'll say that Leah wasn't really like saying like, vote off Andrea, but she was very adamant about keeping Nicole. So is that a way, by being so pro Nicole?
Yes, it is.
To push out Andrea. You know what I mean?
You know, it's funny watching that. You know who was the group leader? Liv.
Well, Liv was the only one that voted for Nicole to leave, though.
But it was weird because she was just kind of like...
I think Liv just is a talker, and she just like is good at being the leader.
She convinced everyone for Nicole, and then when it came down to it, she was like, Andrea. I was like, what the fuck did we just watch? That was so like... And it was such a long scene, and I was just kind of like, everyone's like, show the receipts. But I was like, we already kind of got the receipts already, but this was actually like the full unedited. And we saw like the producer, you know. Mm-hmm. It was kind of cool to see that, but I was just kind of like, I feel like we could have just done this in a different way. We did not need to take up time in the reunion.
Or like, just make the reunion longer. We know you can let us sit. We are sat.
Like, I just can't believe we didn't get to talk to Connor at all. Really.
No hate for Connor.
Once, maybe.
Like, half of these people just didn't talk. And
Harrison?
I was just like, Harrison, my
didn't
boy
say
Harrison.
Anything.
Also, I just want to note that our friend who was on the pod with us,
yes,
he, at his job, got to serve Cordell, Harrison, and Aaron. And I was like, oh my God, not Cordell. Kendall, Harrison, and Aaron. And I was like, what were they like? He said, Kendall didn't speak at all. Harrison was so sweet. Aaron was super loud. And I was like, this all tracks. This all tracks. Kendall not speaking kind of doesn't track, but I think he was not speaking because he was like trying
probably because is on the internet.
Yeah, he was like trying not to, have anything come out about him.
Oh my God.
Anything else?
Oh my God. I can't.
But yeah, that was pretty much it. After
we finally have our closure from a great season. Will go down as one of the best seasons in Love Island history
of all countries.
I mean, and it's brought so many new people to Love Island.
Yeah.
And I'm happy, and we welcome you with open arms, but we do urge you to watch all the other seasons.
Yes, because
and Love Island Games.
Oh, Love Island Games.
Yeah, sorry.
Love Island Games is coming back next week. That's okay. You never even finished it.
I never did,
but you need to. The
thing about me is that I'll watch. Yeah, like
I was mostly invested in the couple.
Yeah,
Jack and I'm forgetting her name right now, but I love her. I'm sorry, I'm forgetting. They're not together, but
I go in phases with my man. When did you start watching Love Island?
When you started watching it on the boat.
That's when you started?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
I actually, it might have not been on the boat. It might have been after the boat because I had to watch something in quarantine. That's what it was. In quarantine, I started watching it to prepare for Shanghai.
You know, when I started watching it was like right before like first COVID. Like 2020.
Yeah.
That's when I started. And I watched that like whatever that was, and then I like went back and watched good times.
Good times.
And I had nothing to do. Remember when like everything was,
you had nothing to do.
You know, like that first month of COVID where like literally everything was just canceled because no one knew what they were doing. I legitimately watched all like
we thought it was so nice. We're like, wow, look at all this free time. Anyway.
Good God.
Yeah,
so anyways, really great. Really great. And
that's Love Island
and that's Love Island. That's Love Island season 6. I don't know what can top this, but whatever. All right, let's get into Hometowns Bachelorette.
Woo! So after trying to watch Bachelorette 3 times, that whole episode I watched.
Guys, why was that episode so hard to watch?
It was so hard. I don't know why.
Like, genuinely, I was like, is this season over? Can we just go to the finale? Like,
literally. But it's okay. It's okay. Wait, before we get into the actual episode, I just want to talk about some Bachelor news that's been going on.
Sure.
Ben Higgins and his wife, Jess, they are with child.
And there's another couple.
Yes. Okay, I just didn't know if you...
Oh, sorry.
Maddie Pruitt is also pregnant with her man. I don't know his name, and I don't really...
For those that don't know, Ben was on JoJo's... Oh, sorry.
Ben was the first season I ever watched. But yes, he was...
Sorry. Wait, who did he...
No, he was on Caitlin Bristow's season.
Caitlin Bristow's season, and...
He became the Bachelor.
And then JoJo became the Bachelor after his... Anyways, he was the first one that said, I love you to 2 people. Crazy. And he ended up with none of them. But he did meet Jess. And you know,
through Instagram. I'm like, why is everyone finding that person through Instagram and it's not me? Anyway.
Better look at your Instagram. Okay. Clean up your Instagram. Your Instagram's great.
But yeah, so happy for them.
So
and you know what else?
And Maddie Pruitt, sorry, I was going to say Maddie Pruitt, for those that don't know, was the runner-up for Peter. When he was very confused about who he hated. If anyone remembers, that was Maddie. And she moved on. Some Christian man. There's just Christians and they love God and they're having a baby in the name of God. Amen.
And then Mr. Rodney got engaged to his girlfriend of maybe like a year and a half. Named Ari.
I am so happy for Rodney.
He seems so happy and in love, and I hope it stays that way. We're proud of you, Rodney. And if you hear this, tell your man Andrew Spencer that I want to hit him up.
And please tell Greg.
And then pass it along to Greg that
we can
meet in Brooklyn.
And we'll go to Brooklyn.
We'll go to Brooklyn for you guys.
I really thought I would never go to Brooklyn for a man, but Greg,
I'll go to Chicago if I have to for you, Andrew.
Oh, let's go to Chicago and meet him.
Chicago. Do you know that one from Victorious?
I do.
Good. Anyway. So that's the Bachelor Nation news. Now, let's get into this episode.
Yep.
What's with this? Sometimes the cold openings work. Sometimes they don't. This one really did not work.
That's when I knew the episode was going to be bad because I was just like...
That's true. That's what we had to work with. That's crazy.
I was like, okay, what was that?
Literally.
And then it just like goes, no music, just weird transition. And now all of a sudden we're in...
Yeah, but the cold open was like Jonathan's sister talking about... Not sister. Jonathan's sister-in-law talking about how she met her brother. I can't say this correctly. She met Jonathan's brother through Tinder. Yeah. After 3 days, they said, I love you. Then they were married after like a couple of months or something like that. I don't know. But it was so random of a cold opening. Mm-hmm. And then we get to Devin, right? Devin was the first one?
Devin was first.
In Houston, Texas. Oh my God.
On, baby.
Let's just talk about, well, you be fine in this. But if I were Jenn And he said, we're going running right now. Right now, no stretching, no prep.
I started to see the appeal of Devin, not just because
you just started.
No. I mean, I have.
Oh,
but I just think I really saw a true, genuine side to him. I saw that story of when he was like, I was the fat kid that like literally got made fun of, and like, and then he just was like running, like helped me and saved me. And there was like a community in running, and like, I mean, I think there's a great community in running, obviously. And I really related to that whole thing, because there is something about that was like really special that he shared with Jenn. I thought it was the best hometown. I'm like,
for sure, but I don't catch me not running.
And they didn't really run.
Not the moment that I, you know.
But it was cute. You. Like they were just sweaty.
They were very cute, and just was sweaty, like kissing as the people were running
like,
by.
It was just kind of like that's we finally got to see a normal.
Am I allowed to ask?
Oh.
This is so random, but like, because they showed it also in that stripping date. He like wears something around his waist. Did you notice that?
No,
I didn't go back to look at it, but he has like, and I'm like, is it because of the weight loss? But like, he also wasn't wearing. He wasn't actually wearing it in.
I wonder.
When he did strip. But like when they were practicing like ripping their shirts off, he had this thing, and I was like, is that the mic belt? But I feel like I never saw that on any other guys.
Oh, it might have been the mic belt.
I don't know though, because none of the other guys look like that. But
interesting.
Just something I
have to go back and look what that is. But he
But yeah, so then he meets the family. There's nothing crazy about the conversations that I took note of.
He's in love with her.
Yeah, and he says that. He said, I love you.
I'm in love.
And Jenn
I'm in
says,
love with her.
I'm falling so hard for you.
Yeah, so he says, I love you, period, point blank. And then she said, I'm falling hard for you. Really great date.
And you know what happened? They're like, they say they love, I mean, not, he says, I love you and all that jazz. And then Jen's like, I just can't even believe you're real or whatever. And he says, I'm a real person. You can touch me. Touch me. And I was like, whoa, Devin. I mean, I said it creepily, but it sounded hot and like good between the two of them. That. And I was like, wow.
They're cute. They work in a weird way.
They do. I hate that there's like a past to Devin. Perhaps he's not that person anymore. But it's just like, oh, why are they always tainted, you know?
Yeah.
But the way that they kiss each other is not how she kisses the other guys.
And then sometimes I'm just like, is Jenn really attracted to him? Sometimes
I
question it. Sometimes, just sometimes, just you know, looking at the other side of it. But for he's the strongest. I mean, I would connection. Be.
I don't know why. I think he's very hot.
I can understand the appeal 100%. He's so.
It's a certain type of hot for sure.
It's a certain type of hot, but I just have to commend him on his, like, just ability to be genuine in a really overly produced. You can see it. You can see that he's genuine.
Yeah.
Same with Jeremy, my other man.
Who is next? And I did not catch where it is in Connecticut, but it's somewhere in Connecticut.
Yeah.
Where his hometown is. And this was honestly a random date too.
Why are they in a?
They went to a grocery store. I feel like it must be like a well-known grocery store for whatever city that is. You know what I mean? Like sometimes places just have interesting grocery stores that people go to.
It's like
there's one in Cincinnati that's really crazy. It's like a whole zoo.
Anyway. It looked weird though. It was like a cabin. I was like, okay. And they're just like shopping, which you know what? I love grocery shopping with my partner. I love that.
Honestly, I get triggered when I go to the grocery store sometimes.
Okay.
Because there's so many memories with like exes.
Yeah, I know. Next time I go grocery shopping with a guy, I hope I'm like gonna be married to that person. I know. That's a big step for me.
Like the moment I step into a Kroger, it's so triggering.
I don't want to look at produce unless you're with me looking at the produce.
Yeah.
Like we have to be debating like these cherry tomatoes, these potatoes. This avocado doesn't feel right. Look at this batch of bananas. You know, like I want to talk about the banana. I want to talk about the ripeness. I want to look at the blueberries. I want to see if the cherries are in season.
Let's not get into it. I'm gonna get sad.
What a girl needs at the Harlem Trader Joe's with me.
with that song playing. You think they'll play that one? We'll probably have to request it.
What a girl. Yeah, I know.
It's probably not a
Who's
regular.
on aux at the...
Someone is on. No, there's actually a DJ.
Bro, there's literally a DJ at the Harlem
like
Trader
the Raising
Joe's.
Cane's in Times Square.
Girl, that's so crazy.
Anyway, so they're very good. Like Jenn is always like, I have so much fun with him. Like we just laugh so much together. But like that's giving friendship, not love.
It's giving friendship. And then why was the aunt there?
And then Jeremy's aunt shows up out of nowhere, and I was
that's
like,
my aunt.
If I were an aunt of a Bachelor contestant, I would literally do the same thing and be like, I want to know what's going on. Let me just walk up into the store. I'm gonna act like I don't know that he's there, but I know he's there.
I genuinely think that was not planned.
I do think it wasn't planned, but like for me, it would be planned
because like, yeah, why would that be planned? That's just so weird.
He did look very shocked. It was cute,
and it definitely wasn't planned because they didn't talk.
And their family meeting, it was like the ominous music was playing. The sister was skeptical. The mom was skeptical.
Yeah, you could just tell. I was like, so he's either getting not the rose this time, or he's gonna leave the next one. Like you could just tell, like he's number 4 or 3 from that whole meetup.
Yeah, but Jeremy was like kind of delulu, and he was like, oh yeah, I know Jenn loves me. I mean, not loves me, likes me. Like he was just like, oh yeah, we're like, good, fine. We're fine. Like,
but I don't even, I don't know.
But Jenn was like, yeah, he's been kind of guarded, and I don't even know where he stands with me. Like I don't know if he likes me.
Like, but he's so funny. I'm like, what?
Yeah, and so then, Jeremy eventually does say he's falling for her, right? At the end of their date. But I was like, yeah, Jeremy's going home.
Yes, and that with that, you have lost
like
us.
the way that she was saying goodbye to him was so completely different from Devin.
I was like, perfect. Just come on back to New York and I'll see you here.
Yeah. So then we go to Jonathon's date in San Diego, California.
Lovely.
Honestly, I really love him too. I love Jonathon.
Can we just never forget that he was in like a face mat? Like that was his first.
Oh my God. And his legs? Did you see his legs? He's got some good legs.
Oh my gosh.
And he's got that big old leg tattoo too. I was like,
his legs, his butt, I was literally like,
good for you, Jonathon. I was like,
you look good.
He looks good.
He looks good.
And so then they played lacrosse together because I guess Jenn played lacrosse and they got their bond over that.
I so tuned that out.
Yeah, that happened. And then they meet the family, and the family seems to like her, but Jonathon's like, I'm afraid to lean into my feelings. Like, I just don't know where she's at, and I don't want to confess something if she's not gonna say it back or whatever.
The hesitations.
But he does say falling. She says she's falling for him. So I don't think Jenn said she was falling for Jeremy but she did say it true. She said it to Jonathon.
I think she really does have a very strong connection with Jonathon, but it's still not close to Devin.
I know, but they also look very good together.
At this point, it's just really obvious that Devin's the winner, in my opinion. But
yeah, and then we go to Marcus. And as we know, Marcus is completely tainted our
I don't even care anymore. The Reddits have ruined it for me. I don't even care.
Yeah.
Literally, like, seeing his face. Also, his voice just now annoys me. I hear his voice, and I'm just like, your voice sucks. Ooh. You're annoying. Like, you're starting to look ugly to me just hearing that.
Yikes.
Sorry.
No, I don't. But, yeah, so he's in Tacoma, Washington. Obviously, well, I don't know why, actually. His adoptive parents weren't able to come, and I'm like, why is that? I don't know. Like, did they not want to be on camera, or was there?
Yeah, it's always a weird thing when it's like, why is your? Yeah, I'm just like,
but
this is a big deal.
So instead, they meet like his friends, his sister, and like 2 older people that I guess were like parents to him.
Yeah,
I don't know. And you know, I don't even know. I just wrote, everyone seems so guarded with their feelings. Oh yeah, because he's afraid to be open with her. She's confused because she's not opening up, so she's afraid to open up.
But this has been the issue from the beginning, because even on the first date, he was like kind of opening up, and he's like, well, when I get a little more
Jenn
comfortable.
Tried to ask, and he was like, I'm not ready.
Yeah, and then we were all like, okay, he's not ready, but like obviously it's the first date, so like that's totally fine. But in this world, in the Bachelor world, I should say, second date is kind of like, all right, you gotta kind of lay everything out, and then he wasn't doing that.
And he's laid out stuff about himself, but not about
his feelings
to her. Yeah. So
yeah, it's really weird, and I think he has maybe a block from his like Army Ranger days, but
he's probably not used to showing emotion like that.
And you know, that sucks, but like I'm sorry.
There's a
like
lot,
that's my thing. Like I am so
yeah.
understanding to people's past and how it inhibits them from maybe getting to a point with someone in a relationship in a romantic way, like with commitment or just expressing emotions in general, or maybe a combination of both. But my thing is, I can understand it, but that doesn't help the situation at the end of the day. She can't be with someone that can't express his emotions to her.
Like
she has to feel secure in the relationship.
You gotta love yourself before you love somebody else.
Yeah, and you have to be able to communicate what you're feeling.
Yeah, so
and it's like, important.
If you don't know yourself and you don't know,
if you feel like you
can't operate,
communicate with someone, or you feel like you can't get,
it seems like he can't even communicate his own thoughts
in his head
to himself.
If you can't make someone feel comfortable, and you can't feel like you can commit and be in a, like, if you can't be in the relationship, you have to learn how and why. Like, why is that not happening?
Yeah.
Like, figure it out on your own, buddy. Don't go on a show.
Yeah.
Like,
but Jenn does talk to his sister, and she starts crying, and she tells the sister that she's falling in love with him. Which is, she never told any other family member that, like, from the other dates.
She just really likes him.
It was just crazy to me. I'm like,
she
what
still, like,
do you see in this man?
And then I feel like he just kind of was like, I'm not going to say I'm falling in love. And then he just, like, ended up saying it.
He said, I'm falling for you. That's different than I'm falling in love with you. Let's be clear. Bachelor terms are so specific, you know?
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah. There's like, I'm falling for you. I'm falling in love with you. I'm in love with you. There's like the 3 stages.
Oh, I thought I'm falling for you means I'm falling in love with you.
No. It's different.
He just started. He just tripped.
Yeah. He just started falling.
He just tripped a little bit, and now he's going.
But yeah, so then this was different. They had all the guys meet up together, like at a bar to talk.
That was weird, but I liked it.
They never do that, but I liked it.
Me too.
Because they are all friends, which is kind of weird to be friends with when you're dating the same person. But like,
especially in that.
That's just how it works in that environment.
That far in, yeah.
Yeah. And so they were talking about how they all felt good about their dates, except for Marcus. He was like, I don't feel like I'm on the same page as these guys because they're all ready to get on one knee and I'm not. And I'm like, bruh, leave.
And Devin's like, I'm in love with her. I feel so secure. I'm so certain that she is perfect and I love her. And yada, 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 yada. I'm in love. I'm in love. Yeah. And Jeremy's like, yeah, I'm not worried. Jeremy, you need to
way
be worried.
Too confident. I don't even, a coping mechanism. Maybe he knew he was going and he's just like, I'm going to act like everything's fine.
I genuinely think he was just probably like, yeah, it's fine. Like, I mean, really, to be fair, like, you can either freak out or just let be. And he's like, I'm confident in the relationship.
Yeah.
Who knows? So it's also one of those things. It's like, you're so in that world that it's like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what he's thinking. You don't have any like, that's the first time you see an outside perspective and they're just like happy for him. So I don't know. And then Jonathon, what does Jonathon say at the meetup?
Jonathon says he's good. Like, everyone says that they're good and they're happy with how everything
went.
I'm
happy, I'm good. Devin's like
Marcus
overly
was
happy.
Like, you guys also a little bit nervous
he's
about
like,
this too?
And
it's like crickets. He's like, oh.
He's like, so is anyone else questioning their feelings for Jenn? And then Devin's like, absolutely not. Like, actually the opposite.
Right.
Like, I'm very confident.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh shit. And then Jen's like, here's a rose, Marcus. I was like, what?
Yeah. The rose ceremony. I was like, why is Marcus not wearing a tie? Is he okay? He looked disheveled.
Marcus wanted to go home.
He did. He did.
He said, I'm going to show up in my sweats. I'm going to look busted.
Yeah. But instead, it's Mr. Jeremy that goes home. And honestly, he handled it well. I think he's had a great little...
He had a good run.
Goodbye speech to her. The exit speech was good. And like, he was like, one of those guys is going to make you really happy. I just want the best for you. And I really enjoyed my time. And he left. And then we get the preview for next week. 2-night event, you guys. 2-night event is going to occur because we have fantasy suite dates and we have Men Tell All
back to back.
And that should be interesting. I want them people to go in on Sam. Both Sams, honestly. They're going to be putting them on the fire.
Not my ex-husband.
Leave that man alone.
So
that'll be all be interesting. And then they show a preview of Marcus being like, I don't know if I can do this, yada yada. And he starts crying to Jenn.
Do you think we're gonna see a self-sabotage exit during fantasy suites?
It's happened before. God. Remember what's his face from Gabby's season?
Greg.
Oh, yeah, it was Greg, too. But I don't even remember homie's name. He was so creepy to me. He was like a robot, remember?
Oh, my God.
That guy. And then he's like never been on anything Bachelor related since. He won't do interviews or anything.
Wait.
Besides, I think with Nick. I think he did one with
I
Nick.
need to know his name. I'm sorry. And I need to see a picture.
Jason.
Wait, can I see him real quick? I don't even remember.
But he was like really weird and awkward, I remember.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, they're going to be in Hawaii next week. All this stuff is going to happen. We're going to talk about it. And we're also going to talk about Love is Blind, 5 through the end. And we'll talk about whatever auditions we got going on, whatever else has craziness is happening in life.
Yeah, hopefully we'll have some answers on some of these things. Probably not. So. Probably just more confusion. We got a lot to do.
So much to
do. And if you made it to the end of the episode, congratulations.
Wait, did we choose an emoji? Oh, yeah, the skull, dead emoji.
Dead emoji me.
Leave it in the comments.
Leave it in the comments and I'll get you nothing. Absolutely. Maybe I'll get you something from the Harlem Trader Joe's. If you're good. All right, guys. Wow, it's been a riveting episode. You know what to do. Comment, subscribe, like, share, post, love, breathe the pod. And we'll see you next week.
Bye. Is this what the kids do? Bye. Ew.
End it.
Bye.